Hello, friends, and welcome to today's episode. When she looked in the mailbox on that terrible day, she saw a letter. That wasn't strange by itself, but then she saw that it was written to her young son. Who would send a letter to her son? How come? She was dumbfounded by the answer. She couldn't believe what she saw in the note. Who had written a letter to her 5-year-old son? Why were they there? She opened it and carefully read it. Over and over again, she read the same line. She then began to cry. She took a picture of the letter and put it on Facebook after she calmed down. She wanted everyone to know what had been done by this man. Adam Housamey was 5 years old and lived in Dearborn, Michigan, with his family. On a very hot day in the summer, he chose to set up a Kool-Aid stand to make some extra money for the summer vacation. He thought that if he sold each cup of Kool-Aid for 50 cents, he would have enough pocket money to get by. Adam's mother supported his business idea and told him he could set up a stand on the sidewalk in front of the house. On a day like this, there were sure to be people walking by who would want a cold drink. But Krista didn't think anything strange would happen that day. Krista went inside to get her sunglasses so she could watch her son from the front porch. She didn't want to leave him alone for more than a minute, but when she looked out the window, she saw that a stranger had come out of nowhere and was talking to Adam. Then she noticed the van. Krista ran out the door just in time to miss the stranger. Krista was very hot. It was just too hot to believe. She turned to Adam and asked in a relaxed way, "Did you sell some Kool-Aid?" Adam said that he hadn't done that. "Well, then, what did he want?" she asked Krista. Adam then told her something that broke her heart for her little boy. Adam mumbled a few words, and at first, Krista didn't know what he was saying. Then he told her what had happened, which shocked her. Adam told her that the man was the mailman and that he must be hot because he had to walk from house to house to bring the mail. So, he asked him if he wanted to buy some Kool-Aid. When Krista heard what the mailman had said to Adam, her heart jumped in her chest. She felt bad for her little boy, who had only wanted to make some pocket money. Adam's Kool-Aid stand was starting to make her wonder if it was a good idea. Adam then kept talking about what had happened with the mailman. The mailman didn't have any cash with him, so Adam poured him a big glass of cool Kool-Aid and gave it to him for free. Krista began to smile. What a nice thing her boy did for her. Then she stopped thinking about it. But she could never have guessed what would happen a week later. Adam kept working at his Kool-Aid stand, but even when it was really hot, it wasn't doing very well. Krista felt bad for her son, who was so determined to make extra money for himself. She kept giving him hope. She even told her friends and everyone else she met about Adam's Kool-Aid stand, hoping that they would come to support him. Then, one morning, a strange thing happened. One morning, Krista was doing her normal things when she went outside to check the mailbox. When she opened it, there was a letter for Adam. She carefully opened it and thought, what could this be? Who would write her son a letter? As she read on, it became clear who had written the letter. After that, she began to cry. Adam, said the letter. Remember last week when it was hot and you sold Kool-Aid? You gave me Kool-Aid even though I didn't have any money. Thank you, dude. I really needed to drink. Good people like you get good things. Keep your cool, man. The mailman. Krista felt moved. But the letter had more than just that. A $20 bill was tucked into the letter. Krista couldn't believe what she was seeing. This amazing act was the mailman's way of showing his thanks. Adam would be very happy, because he would have had to sell 40 cups of Kool-Aid to get this much money. Krista started crying and ran into the house to show her son. In an interview later, Krista said, "It makes me feel really good to know that there are still people in this world who care." The mailman's act of kindness had given her hope again in people. She was so pleased that she told everyone on Facebook about the whole thing right away. Adam was selling Kool-Aid in his front yard last week, and he asked the mailman to buy some. He didn't have any money on him, but Adam said, "It's okay, you can still have some," and he poured him a cup, she said. Today, the mailman gave us this. This really made my eyes well up with tears. That was so nice of you. Krista's post quickly went popular. Everyone was moved by the small act of kindness, and the whole community was glad to see people who cared so much. Soon, more than 500 people had shared Krista's post, and people kept leaving her nice comments. But the story didn't just make an impression on internet users. People all over the world soon heard about the sweet exchange between the little boy and the mailman because the story was quickly picked up by news networks. The story was put on YouTube by WXYZ News in Detroit, and it got over 64,000 hits. Someone wrote on YouTube, "Be kind to other people and you will be rewarded," and someone else said, "Children will save us all." Eventually, the story got so much attention that the WOWT6 News Facebook page in Nebraska also ran a story about Adam. And the people's responses were amazing. We need to hear news like this every day. I'm so sick of hearing bad news and bad things all the time. Things like this warm your heart and make you believe in people again. Kid, keep up the good work. And thanks to the messenger, too, for what he did. On the Facebook page, someone wrote something. Krista was shocked by how many comments her post got, and she had no idea that the story would end up on the news. But she is worried about one thing: she hopes that Adam will always remember the time he talked to the mailman. She wants him to see it as a lesson that everyone can learn from. Krista hopes that Adam's meeting with the mailman will influence how he acts in the future, and she wants him to know that kindness is always returned with kindness. I think it will show him that you should help people no matter what, she said. Even Krista didn't think that the small act of giving a man a glass of Kool-Aid would have such a big effect. That small act of kindness meant a lot, Krista said. And the story shows that even a small act of paying it forward can make a big difference. The mailman was so moved by Adam's small act of kindness that he felt he had to return the favor. This shows that kindness really does make the world go around. That's it for today, friends. Please let us know what you think about this story. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon for more amazing stories.